Bachelor producers allegedly fixed one issue before Grant's season in order to have a better outcome. Grant Ellis' season of The Bachelor may be one of the ones with the best chance at a happy outcome when all is said and done. His season will be one of the first in some time that producers worked to fix a problem they have run into over recent years. Grant has already teased that his season may have a happy ending, despite previews that show him seemingly torn between his final two women. And while fans have still remained skeptical about some of the drama, it appears that there will be a better chance for Grant than some of his predecessors when it comes to forming a lasting connection. In a shock twist, Grant's identity as the next Bachelor was not announced for the first time at the After the Final Rose special following Jen Tran's season of The Bachelorette. Instead, it was announced after his elimination just before hometown dates. At the time, producers shared they announced it early for a reason, and it appears to be so they can make sure things work out for Grant. The show shared they announced Grant's identity early so that those hoping to apply to be on his season could do so, versus blindly applying to be on the show with no idea who the star was. The approach worked, as Jesse Palmer later revealed during the Men Tell All special for Jen's season that they had received 10,000 new applications since the announcement. This ups the chance of Grant having success, as the women participating clearly intend to try and be with Grant specifically, and can't be as easily accused of seeking their own 15 minutes of fame instead. It's unclear what motivated the change, though Jen's season of The Bachelorette may have played a role. After fans thought she was chosen to be The Bachelorette because Maria Jorgis and Daisy Kent both backed out, some of the men, notably Sam McKinney, shared on the season that they hadn't expected Jen as Bachelorette. He admitted that it would be the one of the other women, a comment dropped on his final episode that had fans' jaws dropping. After her ex, Devin Strader, was then revealed to have followed Maria on Instagram after splitting from Jen, it appeared more clear that the men who were on her season may not have all had the intention of competing for her heart. As of now, The Bachelor has a poor history of leads staying with the woman they ultimately proposed to on the show. To date, only one Bachelor lead is married to the woman he chose, Season 17's Cecile Lowe, who has now been married to Catherine Jupici for 10 years and shares 3 children with her. Matt James from Season 25 is still with Rachel Kirkconnell, though the two did briefly split after her past racially insensitive behavior was exposed. They are not engaged. Season 27's Zach Shallcross and Katie Bigar and Season 28's Joey Graziadí and Kelsey Anderson are also still together and engaged, but none have yet tied the knot. Grant's season of The Bachelor airs beginning January 27 on ABC, often in response to feedback from viewers, contestants, and the evolving dynamics of modern dating. Before Grant Ellis' highly anticipated season, they reportedly addressed one significant issue that had been plaguing the show in recent years: the lack of contestants who were genuinely interested in the lead. This adjustment could very well lead to one of the most successful outcomes in the franchise's history. Grant Ellis, a former college basketball player and day trader from Houston, Texas, was announced as the next Bachelor in a rather unconventional manner. Unlike previous seasons, where the next lead was revealed during the After the Final Rose special, Grant's identity was announced much earlier, shortly after his elimination from Jen Tran's season of The Bachelorette, just before hometown dates. This early announcement was a calculated move by the producers, aiming to tackle the issue of contestants applying to the show without a clear idea of who the lead would be. Historically, contestants would apply blindly or based on vague hints about the upcoming Bachelor, leading to mismatches in expectations and intentions. For Grant's season, however, producers allowed potential contestants to apply with full knowledge of who they would be competing for. This transparency appears to have paid off. Host Jesse Palmer later revealed during Jen's Men Tell All special that the show received over 10,000 new applications after Grant's announcement. The implication? Women who applied for the season were specifically interested in Grant, increasing the likelihood of authentic connections. The decision to address this problem may have been influenced by the drama surrounding Jen Tran's season of The Bachelorette. Jen, a UW-Madison alum and pediatric nurse, faced significant challenges as the lead. Rumors swirled that Jen was chosen as a last-minute replacement after two other potential bachelorettes, Maria Jorgis and Daisy Kent, backed out. This left some of the men, notably Sam McKinney, admitting they had expected a different lead and were unprepared for Jen's selection. One moment that particularly stunned viewers came during Sam's final episode, when he candidly mentioned that he had been under the impression another woman would be the Bachelorette. This revelation cast doubt on the intentions of several contestants. The situation was further complicated when Devin Strader, Jen's ex from the season, was spotted following Maria Jorgis on Instagram shortly after splitting from Jen. Fans speculated that some men on Jen's season might not have been there for her, but rather for the opportunity to gain exposure or pursue other connections. The franchise's track record with lasting relationships has been far from stellar. To date, only one Bachelor lead, Season 17's Zane Lowe, has married the woman he proposed to on the show. Zane and Catherine Giudice have been happily married for over a decade and share 3 children, standing as the franchise's golden couple. Other leads have had varying degrees of success. Matt James, Season 25, is still dating Rachel Kirkconnell, despite a brief breakup following revelations of her past racially insensitive behavior. The two remain committed, but are not engaged. Zach Shawcross, Season 27, and Joey Graziadei, Season 28, are engaged to their respective finalists, Katie Bigar and Kelsey Anderson, but have yet to tie the knot. The lack of long-term success stories has been a recurring critique of The Bachelor. By addressing the contestant selection process, producers hope to improve the odds for Grant's season. Grant Ellis brings a unique combination of qualities that make him a promising lead. As a former athlete turned successful day trader, he has a compelling backstory that resonates with viewers. During his time on Jen Tran's season, Grant stood out for his charisma, emotional maturity, and thoughtful approach to relationships. Though he didn't make it to the Final Four, his journey captured the audience's attention, and many were thrilled when he was announced as the next Bachelor. Previews for Grant's season tease emotional moments and a nail-biting finale, with Grant appearing torn between his final 2 women. However, insiders suggest that the foundation laid by the producer's new approach has created an environment conducive to forming a genuine connection. The women vying for Grant's heart reportedly share a common thread. They applied specifically for him and are genuinely interested in building a future together. Despite the producer's efforts, skepticism remains among fans. Over the years, The Bachelor has faced criticism for prioritizing drama and ratings over authentic love stories. The early reveal of Grant's identity and the subsequent influx of applicants are promising signs, but viewers will ultimately judge the success of the season based on its outcome. One of the most significant challenges for Grant will be navigating the pressure of the role. As the Bachelor, he will face scrutiny from both the women on his season and the audience. Balancing the need to entertain viewers while staying true to himself will be crucial. Grant's ability to maintain authenticity in the face of manufactured drama could set his season apart. Grant Ellis' season of The Bachelor premieres on January 27 on ABC, and anticipation is at an all-time high. Fans are eager to see whether the producer's adjustments will lead to a more satisfying outcome. Will Grant find his happily ever after? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the groundwork has been laid for a season unlike any other. As viewers tune in, they will undoubtedly be rooting for Grant to break the franchise's streak of failed engagements. With a pool of contestants who are genuinely interested in him and a revamped approach to casting, the odds may finally be in his favor. whether he proposes to his soulmate or ends his journey single.